10 WWE wrestlers who are in creative limbo right now. Number 10, Naomi. Naomi deserves a ton of credit for betting on herself and going to TNA after her infamous WWE walkout. Naomi would be cemented as a face of their Knockouts division, and Naomi managed to have nothing but fantastic matches, and it was a sign that WWE missed a trick with not featuring her in prominent roles more frequently. Naomi would return in 2024, and while she remains incredibly over with fans, she spent the majority of the year being a side character in other people's stories. This has been seen predominantly with Bayley, as even though a heel turn looked to be on the horizon for the former women's champion, WWE completely dropped the angle between the two. And Naomi currently finds herself as one half of the tag team champions with Bianca Belair, and Naomi is likely to find herself in the middle of a storyline with Jade Cargill when she returns to television. But Naomi has so much more to offer the women's division, yet the continuous focus on other characters instead of her is kind of frustrating to watch. Number 9, Natalya. Now, as a pro wrestler in WWE, it can be increasingly difficult to remain relevant through multiple eras. One wrestler who has managed to do this is Natalya. Natalya first debuted in WWE at a time in which the women of WWE were barely given any screen time. She always had the in-ring skills to be a special talent, and when the women's roster began to be taken seriously around a decade ago, Natalya became a name that WWE knew they could count on. Now, in recent years, Natalya's role has been reduced on television, and in 2024 alone, the only headlines Natalya achieved related to a contractual situation, and she would eventually re-sign with the WWE in the summer months. In 2024, despite being still one of the most gifted in-ring wrestlers WWE have in the division, Natalya was barely featured on the main roster. Some fans have been speculating that Natalya has started a new career as a producer or even a trainer backstage, yet these rumors have yet to be validated, and Natalya just looks to be deadlocked in creative turmoil. Number 8, Austin Theory. The WWE have been teasing an Austin Theory face turn for months, and the more that time goes on, the less likely this turn is going to happen. The A-Town Down Under pairing is fantastic, yet Theory is certainly someone that WWE should be looking to play a role that isn't confined to a tag team. Theory at one stage was considered to be one of the favorites to be the new face of WWE, but evidently Triple H doesn't share the same creative vision for Theory. But that doesn't mean that the game isn't a fan of his work, as Theory is consistently booked on television, so he definitely sees potential there. Now, WWE needs to commit to the Theory face turn, as you can only tease something so many times before the fans lose complete interest, and WWE are entering dangerous creative territory when it comes to the former Mr. Money in the Bank. Number 7, Braun Strowman. Now, under Vince McMahon, Braun Strowman was regularly featured in major roles on television. Strowman worked with names such as Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, and he even won the Universal title at Wrestlemania. Now, even though it was under McMahon's leadership that Strowman was released in 2021, there's still an argument to be made that McMahon booked Strowman considerably better than Triple H. Triple H was the one who brought Strowman back into the company, and although Strowman's run hasn't been awful, he's nowhere near the main event scene, and it seems unlikely that this is changing in the coming months. Strowman is a credible name to have on the card, and Triple H's creative vision is clearly for Strowman to have him put over other talent. But the good thing about Strowman is that his popularity hasn't dipped, as he still receives great reactions on a weekly basis. If Triple H has a change of heart when it comes to Strowman, WWE could always alter his booking and subsequently alter his career trajectory. Number 6, Shinsuke Nakamura. When Shinsuke Nakamura won the US title at Survivor Series War Games, a lot of fans saw this as Nakamura's last chance to regain some momentum in WWE. Unfortunately, this reign has been abysmal, as Nakamura has been basically become a side character on TV, and fans have questioned why they even made him champion in the first place. Nakamura has since slowed down in the ring, and his character has been all over the place, and this has impacted the fan response to him in everything he does. It was extremely alarming when Nakamura barely received a reaction at the 2025 Rumble, and this was basically an indicator that Nakamura's WWE career is beyond saving. In fact, since winning the championship at Survivor Series War Games, Nakamura has only had one title defense, and that was a dark match against LA Knight on Raw. Like, what is WWE even doing at this point? Number 5, Rey Mysterio. The booking of WWE legend Rey Mysterio has been frustrating to say the very least. Even though Mysterio is in the swan song portion of his career, he's still incredibly gifted in the ring, yet his storylines, particularly in 2024, were a total letdown. WWE have mainly featured Mysterio in angles with the LWO. These angles have had good intentions, yet they've had mixed results. Mysterio is a WWE Hall of Famer and needs to be presented as such. They should take a look at a similar approach to how they book fellow legend Randy Orton, as they at least managed to use Orton in main event angles while simultaneously using him to elevate younger stars. Mysterio needs a genuine and organic to truly stick his teeth into, as it would be foolish to waste the final few years of Mysterio's run in the company. Number 4. Gunther. How is it possible for the world champion Gunther to be in creative limbo? Well, since winning the world title at SummerSlam 2024, Gunther's reign has fallen completely flat. He doesn't feel like a big deal, and for whatever reason, WWE have refused to allow him to feud with top names such as CM Punk, Seth Rollins, or even John Cena. Gunther has struggled to find a meaningful feud, and fans sometimes even joke that they forget that he's even world champion. Gunther had arguably the greatest Intercontinental title reign of all time, and the formula for his world title reign should have been similar. Triple H's booking of Gunther has been underwhelming and disappointing, and Gunther has now been cemented in a feud with Jey Uso leading up to WrestleMania. It's kinda weird because most of Gunther's defenses have come at WWE house shows. What happened to defending the belt on an actual PLE? Number 3. Andrade. Andrade impressed in 2024 with his acclaimed multi-match series versus Carmelo Hayes. For the longest time, it looked like a certainty that he was going to be pushed into the main event scene. Sadly, since the feud with Hayes has come to a close, Andrade has been lingering around SmackDown with just nothing to do. SmackDown recently expanded to a 3-hour format, but this hasn't remotely helped Andrade, and it's almost as if WWE have no plans to make him a big-time player in the company. It's been questioned why WWE even bothered to bring him back if they didn't have any concrete plans for him, and the only person that could answer this is Triple H. Some fans have theorized that Andrade's divorce to Charlotte Flair may have negatively impacted his standing on the company, but these rumors and theories have no credence at this stage. Number 2. The Wyatt Six. WWE mastered the debut of the Wyatt Six faction. The group looked credible, terrifying, and it was a perfect way to honor the iconic Bray Wyatt. Since the group's debut, WWE have clearly been selective in how they use the faction and how they've used him sporadically on television. Now, this is a smart idea on paper, as WWE would have definitely wanted to avoid the group being overexposed, but the group has barely appeared on TV at all over the past few months. They would book the stable in a feud with the Final Testament, which had a shocking outcome as the stable lost the feud, which didn't exactly help their credibility. But now it's been reported that Bo Dallas, aka Uncle Howdy, is off the road, and this may have altered their creative direction. Now, it does look like WWE are moving forward with the idea of Alexa Bliss being involved in the group, which will hopefully reignite fan interest in the promising faction. And number 1, Chad Gable. Over the past 12 months, fans have spoken out regarding the booking of Chad Gable. During WrestleMania season in 2024, Gable was destined to collide with Gunther on the grand stage and seemingly finish his story by winning the IC title. Ultimately, this story would be given to Sami Zayn, and instead, Gable would embark on a heel turn. Whilst Gable's work with his new villainous character was superb, it still didn't lead him to winning a title in WWE, and he proceeded to spend the next 12 months putting over talent up and down the card. Gable was even tasked with getting over a new faction known as American Made, and in typical Gable fashion, he did a fantastic job, although WWE had never committed to presenting the group as a legitimate long-term threat. It was confirmed last year that Gable had re-signed with WWE, and since he's re-signed, he's basically been used as the established name that puts everyone over. Gable has lacked focus and direction, and it's a miracle that he's been able to keep his connection with the audience. WWE have even made direct reference to how it's Gable's aim to win a singles gold in 2025, and hopefully they actually put some effort into a sustained Gable push, and 2025 is the year in which he finally wins a singles championship in WWE. But there you have it, folks, 10 WWE wrestlers in creative limbo right now. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.